Good morning and g'day, mate, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, Jetty, and of course, I have Mr. Icarus with me. So, today's episode, we're going to improve on yesterday's episode. Yesterday's episode, we went and automated a few things, like our first real dedicated builds on this planet. Mainly things to, put in our workshop over here, our hub, and make sure that we could make all the things that we need personally as fast as possible. But you might notice that, well, like belts, it's only filled one box. It should have filled the second box, but it hasn't. You might notice that we still have no interplanetary towers, interstellar towers available, because we haven't quite got everything automated. We did manage to do a whole bunch of electromagnetic turbines, a whole bunch of gears, even though I noticed that you didn't have a power pole last episode. I still managed to not give you a power pole this episode. We did a whole bunch of green circuits, which I had to rebuild twice to make sure it worked. Did microcrystalline components to feed them into processors. And if we look at all these towers, well, I was hoping they were going to be full. Oh no, we're short on magnets. Okay, magnets is something we're going to have to worry about in a future episode. But yes, we have some magnetic coils. We have plenty of gears. We have all the circuit boards and processors we could ever need. This one is slowly stocking up with plenty of gears. Iron is getting there. Iron's made on our smelting planet, which I haven't renamed yet. Yes, I know, I'm bad. Taka 2 still needs a rename. I'll do it. I'll do it next episode. I promise. I don't have the comments section in front of me to pick the best name. There were some really good names, but yeah, I haven't actually picked a name yet because I'm bad. All right. The other thing we managed to do was make a whole bunch of motors, which we could then turn into electromagnetic turbines to fill this tower with electromagnetic turbines. On top of that, my inventory is full of junk, as always. Yes, as always. And I, between episodes, hang on, just let me dump those in there. Otherwise, I'm just going to delete them, like everything else. No. All of them. Between episodes, I went and doubled the electromagnetic turbine build, and that belt. Went and doubled the electromagnetic turbine build. I also did a second gear build, because this required 2 lanes of gears, and we're making 1 lane, but not 2. So I went and doubled the gear build, and as I said last episode, these are all designed to run on 30 items per second belts, and they're all also designed, even though we're not building them yet, well, we're not using them yet, they're also designed to use the assembler Mark III, which is going to run at twice the speed. So when I get around to it, when we have the when we have our power demands met thoroughly, God, that is so pretty. Just the gas giant just rising in the background. Okay, when we have our power demands met completely, that's the point where I will, well, scrap. Are you working? Yes, okay. That's the point where I will, just upgrade everything to tier 3. But today's episode, we still need a few things. We made the electromagnetic turbines, but they go into a number of things. One of the things they go into is the supermagnetic rings. Now, supermagnetic rings, if we just run over to our little construction hub very quickly. Can I get more height? More height, more speed. More. There. Okay, electromagnetic turbines. Supermagnetic coils are used in. It's this belt here. So they're going to be used in the whatever they're called. The orbital collectors. They're also used in our Mark III belts. This is why this chest is not full. They're also used on our North Pole. They are used in the miniature particle collider. They're used in the EM rail ejector. Why is the EM rail ejector not working? Oh, because we don't have steel. Yes, something else I have to do. And they're also used in not the sun. They're using the component to make the sun. Nope, they're not using the component to make the sun. They're used in a number of things. Actually, can I click on that and tell us? Aha! Deuterium fuel rods. They're using deuterium fuel rods. This is why we had to build this production up here all the way back when, which is ticking along. But as you can see, we have 0 in stock. We always have 0 in stock. Yes. So, what we want to do this episode is we want to, well, take half. At least half. Half of our inventory full of stuff. Hang on, let's dump Tier 1 belts in there. Tier 2 belts in there. Tier 3 belts, we'll take all of those, plus all of those, plus, well, actually, just give me half. Half of those. I have plenty of assemblers. So, today's episode, I want to make supermagnetic rings. The other thing that the green motors go into is the particle containers, because the particle containers are going to get used for our annihilation ring constraint sphere, which we're going to need for our artificial star. We will also need it for antimatter and other things, but we haven't got there yet. And yes, that is going to be the first project of today. And remembering to pick up, no, I did remember to pick up a whole bunch of landfill. So, first thing I want to do is I want to make these bad boys. Now, technically, we have a whole belt of green motors going in here. But obviously I don't want to use a whole belt to make the supermagnetic rings, because the supermagnetic rings require 2 of the green things for every supermagnetic ring. But I'd be happy with a half that amount. Okay? So rather than using 2 belts of 2 belts of the electromagnetic turbines, just 1 belt. Okay? It also somewhat simplifies the build, because rather than needing, if I use 2 belts of the turbines, then I'd have to use all 3 belts for magnets, and I'd also have to use a whole belt for the energetic graphene. Now I can get away with 1 belt for the green engines, plus 1.5 belts for magnets, and technically I only need half a belt for the energetic graphene. I'm still going to run a whole belt, but technically it's only half belt. So what I want to do is I want to plan our next build. Now, as you can see, we have another grid shift line right here. I do not want to build half over this and then try and put an assembler here, half on one line, half on the other. That just seems like a mess. So what we're going to do is we're intentionally leave just a little bit of space. Right there. And the way we're going to do this is I'm going to have that as my return, which means it's running in that direction. Return for my supermagnetic rings, okay? Now, as I said, they're... Ooh, return? Yeah, return. Okay, so they're still going to need... No, I've changed my mind again. We're going to put the green engines on that, because rather than flying the green engines from a tower here to a tower... Let's say we put the tower there. Rather than flying them over, I can just literally run a belt. Number 4. Straight out. We're going to assume it's going to go to, well... We're going to assume it's going to go to there. And then... Oh, crap. Cancel! This is why there's junk on the floor everywhere. Cool. Somewhat solved. Okay. Not solved. There's more junk. This is why there's junk everywhere, because I keep putting down these towers and I copy and paste them and I forget that they now remember what they've been copied and pasted with. Okay, so we're going to put down a bunch of green things. Okay, on top of that, we're going to need, where are we? We're going to need 1.5 belts for magnets, 1 belt for the graphene, and 1.5 for the magnets, 1 for the graphene, and 1 for the return. Okay, so easiest way to do that is we're just going to go, well, magnet, an assembler, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, yep, and then we'll have a return belt for the supermagnetic engine. So all I need to do now is work out exactly where this tower is going to go, and work out, hang on, we would have 1 item, 2 items, 3 items. Now, the other thing that those green engines go into is the particle containers, which requires copper and graphene, which is going to require, well, copper plus graphene plus a return. So I can't get it into the same tower, so it looks like it's going to be 2 different builds. We have 1 belt coming out from there. Alright. Trim that back. Trim that back. Copy that tower. I need to get 2 belts out. Oh, we can get you all the way down here? Well, if I can build you in a straight line beside your friend, I will. Yeah? Yeah, okay, fine. We're going to put you there. Which means you're going to be magnets. You're going to be magnets. You're going to be graphene. You're going to be the return. Green motors are going to go there to there. Actually, they're not going to go there to there. I need to put in, and I'm putting it now, a splitter. Because we did say that there's a second thing that these things go into. But we'll worry about that in a second. And I'm going to need, well, assemblers. I'm going to need a lot of assemblers. Because these have a 3-second crafting time, which is not extraordinarily long. But it's long enough. In, out. In. Okay, so with that out of the way, we're going to need 3 seconds. So if they had a crafting time of 1 per... If the machines had a crafting time of 1, and they need 3 seconds, we'd need 30 machines? 90 machines. We'd need 90 machines. 90 machines, yes. And then if we have a crafting speed of 1.5, we need 2/3 that amount. So rather than being 90 machines, we need 60 machines. And then if we only want to use 1 belt of the green motors, not 2 belts, we need half that again, which means I need 30 machines. So with that quick bit of maths done, yep. So I need twice this amount. Okay, so let me build some belts, and I'll see you guys in a sec when I work out that we probably need to run the belts to about there. Alright, I'll see you guys in a sec. Alright, so it's a little bit long with my estimate, but 30 machines is still a decent length. Now, where we are on the planet, can I put a power pole in between the assemblers? No. Okay. Oh, it's the wrong power pole. Still didn't help. Alright, so we're going to dump some power poles, you know, here, whoop, yep, here and there and there and so on and so forth. But it should be a case of really, and power doesn't reach from the other side. Is that the right grid? It looks to be the right grid. That one, that one, that one, that one. Ooh. Yeah, things are a little bit all over the place because it's on 2 different grid lines. Okay, so we're going to use this grid then. I probably don't need one there, I need one there. Yes, and then 1, and then 2, and then 1, and then 2. And I probably only need 2 on the bottom as well. It's a nice little pattern, a nice little pattern. Okay, power's done. Yeah, I like that. We're going to remove the ones. We're going to remove you. We're going to remove you. Hopefully you. Yeah, oh, actually, no. You go back and you get removed. I like that. I like that zigzag. Unfortunately, I need to put a power pole hard up against this tower. And we need to throw the 9 ships that I have in there, but that's okay. We need to do a remote from the other planet. Which is... Oh, actually, it did happen. Okay, I was actually expecting I wouldn't have any of those in stock. The energetic graphene, we should start making on the smelter planet, but I haven't done so yet. Yes. We need to go there, which we'll probably do in the next episode, and we're going to have to do a few things. Okay, so with that done, that should start making super magnetic rings as soon as I get some magnets in here. Do I have some magnets up here I can steal? Nope. Yes. Nope. Nope is the hard answer. Okay, alright, so with that out of the way, that's our first project out of the way. Second project that I want to do is going to involve these guys. Now, these guys need the electromagnetic turbines. That's the easy one. We've got those built. Copper, that's super easy as well. And then they require graphene. Graphene, well, we're going to need to mass produce that as well. So, once again, I'm going to have to do some maths and work out exactly how many... no, still none of those. How many chem plants we're going to need. We do have chem plants automated over here. Nope. Over here. Okay. I'm going to go with 60, 58, 59, 61, 58. Okay, so let's go 58 plus 1 plus 1. And double check my maths. Okay, so we're gonna need these guys, and I want to again base them not on their craft time, but on having a full belt of the green motors. Okay, that's what I really. Hey, no, we have things working. Yes, we have things working. Okay, cool. I want to base them on a full belt of the green motors. So again, once again, they're going to take 4 seconds if we assume our machines have a craft speed of 1. Therefore, 4 seconds multiplied by 30 items per second equals 120. Okay, 120 with a crafting speed of 1.5, which means we need 75% of that number, which means 90. 90? 80. There we go. I can do maths. And then, because I'm going to put in 1 belt worth of green motors, I need to halve that again. So that's 40 machines. 40 machines. That's easy. That's easy. We already built 30 machines, so the next build has to be about 40 machines, which is perfect because we're actually going to offset it and push its tower further back. That's about as close as we can build it. So we're going to put that there. I'm going to put it down. First thing we're going to do is cancel the deliveries. Nope, nope, and nope. Okay. So, plan number 1, get those things. Plan number 2, green motors. Nice and easy, because they're going to come from that splitter. Then we're going to do copper. Nice and easy. And then the other thing we're going to need is graphene. Now, graphene is going to be a little bit different. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. This will be the output belt for the pink things. And this, coming not from the tower, but away from the tower, is going to be the graphene, because I need to make the graphene. Graphene, we have 2 recipes. We have that one, which is horrible, and then we have that one, which uses fire ice. I have plenty of fire ice. Actually, we should set these as we go, because this is going to be important. I need that, and I need that, and I need fire ice. The other thing that I'm going to end up receiving is I'm going to receive hydrogen. And then I need the pink particle containers, and then we don't have fire ice inside this solar system, so I actually need to get warpers in here as well. And I don't really want to bring warpers into a fellow tower to take it to there. So I still need to work out some way to get warpers into that tower, and only that tower. It's probably the best way of putting it. So, yes, that's the point we're up to. We're just going to build that there to there to there, so I know where that plugs in. We're going to build you, because there is a chance this tower might go left or right. Actually, there's definitely a high chance it's going to go... Copy it first, remove it. Do we go left? We go left again. Too close. Does that line up? That lines up with our belts. Yes. Okay. You would be technically copper. Okay, so, and can I get an assembler, please? I'm going to build it forward, so it straight away means that belt needs to go from there to there to there. Just our first little jiggle. We are going to make those, which is going to involve electromagnetic turbines plus that, output to that belt, input graphene from that belt. This is going to be our graphene belt. Okay, back to our graphene problem. Our graphene problem requires this recipe here, which is 2 fire ice over 2 seconds gives us graphene, okay? Which means 1 per second, which makes maths really, really easy because chem plants actually do a crafting speed of 1 item per second. So, gonna put down, let's build it there. And then we're gonna have 2 belts going this way. This may not work. Okay, we'll work it out. Alright, we're gonna do output graphene, output hydrogen, input. That was not the item I wanted. I want item number 3, please. No, that's 2. 3, okay. Which will be an import for fire ice. Okay, so that's our plan. That's our plan. So I didn't need to build 40 of these, plus you're a input, you're an input, you're an input, you're an output, your foundation. Okay, so drag those along. That's 15. That's easy. Okay, we know that works. This, on the other hand, is a different building, which is going to have different spacing. And we can already see, by the time we get to the second one, the sorters overlap. So that's not going to work. Okay, so let's remove that belt. Let's remove that. We can have this belt go this way. And then put in a chem plant, which turns out chem plants are actually 5 wide. I didn't know that. And then bring in... Sure, we can bring in the fire ice there. And then have this a return for hydrogen. And then because we're making graphene, it's a full belt of fire ice for a full belt of graphene for a half belt of hydrogen. Not that much of that really matters. Okay, so we want to put graphene there. We want to take in fire ice this side, and we want to output hydrogen that side. And that's going to be our answer, because that makes our life so much simpler, because then I can just put the first one there and drag it. No, I can't. Because we needed how many of these? 30. Well, that's 15. And then I need twice that again. Maybe I have an answer. Okay, let's start with... You need about that much belt, plus you need about that much belt. Actually, if I just put one of them there, that is actually the exact amount of belt we need. We bring that belt that way. That's going to be our graphene belt. That's our return for graphene. That's our return for... particle containers. No, I need to put it there to there. Okay, so that's particle containers built. Alright, that's the easy part. Next we have this, which is going to be our fire ice. And one hell of an autosave. Yes, the autosaves are getting big already. We're well and truly over 100 meg. That's fire ice down, that's hydrogen back. And then we grab that and we put down 15 machines, which takes us to there. Okay, I need to have this belt, this one belt with a white sorter, done. And then you're all... Something went wrong. Out of building range, that's what went wrong. Okay, that... Oh, I can't walk. Okay, that's 15 machines. Alright, 15 machines is going to get us there. And then I need to double it. So your fire ice, your hydrogen. So those two would stop there. This belt here, first off, you stop. You actually go into there. So you just loop around, go straight back up. So I think our answer is going to be a whole bunch of foundations. Like a lot more foundations. And we're going to put a chem plant here. Icarus is going to get completely stuck in a chem plant until it gets shunted down the outside. We're going to run this belt this way. which will be our output of our second graphene. I'm going to merge that in there. And that should work in theory, I hope. Let's just check things out. So we have input of fire ice, output of hydrogen, output of graphene. Yes. And then I just need to drag this down to 15. And because it's a chem plant going up against chem plant, none of the sorters will mix up. And voila. Done. Okay. So, a whole bunch of power poles later, and I guess I'll see you guys after a cut, because power poles, yes. Power poles. Power poles in the chem plants first. Yes. Alright, I'll see you guys after a cut. Alright, so it turns out the power poles are super easy. Because we've made it far enough down the planet now, there's actually a space between every single assembler where I can drop a power pole in. Okay, so with that done, we should be able to do remote demand, local storage. I should probably throw some ships in there. You'll be local supply, no demand. You'll be a remote demand, local supply. If I physically give you some warpers to get you started, you should be fine. And then hydrogen, we're just going to supply anyway. I just want it gone. And green motors are going to go straight in there. And you guys should get everything you need. Hopefully. Yes, we've started seeing ships go out once we get enough power in the system. Okay. Simple jobs are done. Now we're going to get into something more complicated. So, next thing I desperately want to build. And I do not know if I'm going to fit this in a single episode. It's probably going to be this episode, and we're going to continue it next episode. But I want to make some more small carrier rockets. Now, small carrier rockets require three things, okay? They require quantum chips. Luckily enough, okay? Over here, we made green science. Part of green science was making quantum chips. Green science is turned off because... Why do you have... Hang on. Why do you not have power? Well, because Jetty can't count. Of course Jetty can't count. Every second chem plant. Cool. Means I can remove that power pole, which I didn't like. Cool. Alright. As I was saying. We need quantum chips. I made a whole bunch of quantum chips, and I just let them overflow if they weren't being used into a tower. I have 10,000 quantum chips. That's going to take us a while to burn through. Technically not that long, because we need 2 for every small carrier rocket, but it's at least 5,000 carrier rockets. That's a significant amount of carrier rockets. And now you don't have power. Really? Is it more Jetty can't count? It is more Jetty can't count. Actually, it's a Jetty couldn't click. Okay. See, power keeps ruining my monologue. Okay. The other thing I'm going to need is Dyson Sphere components. Okay, Dyson Sphere components require processors. Lo and behold, we went and made some processors. A whole hour's worth of processors. We're good on the processor front. Okay, the other thing they're going to require is solar cells. Solar cells we haven't done yet, but funnily enough, they require graphene and they require stupid little photon crystal thingamajiggy bobs, photon combiners, which actually have the easiest recipe in the world. They need some prisms, which come from glass, so it's glass, run through an assembler to make a prism, to then add a green circuit. They also require some of those optical grading crystals. Now, we have got optical grading crystals. In fact, we have a fair few optical grading crystals. So I can use this recipe instead, which is an even simpler recipe. We'll probably start here making solar cells, because solar cells are going to be important. The other thing they require is they require frame material. Now, frame material, we have a build somewhere that makes frame material, but it requires carbon nanotubes, and it requires titanium alloy, and it requires high purity silicon. High purity silicon, done, dusted. Titanium alloy, in theory, would come from our smelting planet, so it's not something I have to deal with now. And we have carbon nanotubes. Carbon nanotubes come from spagmite styliform stagmurium materials, which actually makes it super simple. We bring in 2 of them, we wait 4 seconds, we get out 2. So that's actually really easy to automate as well. which is literally means that's the exact thing we're about to work on right now. Okay, so hang on. Let's remove that. So, we can see that you're running. Hopefully the hydrogen will go somewhere. You guys are running, and you're running. There'll be, in theory, we're going to use all the graphene, I think. Yeah, because we need, actually, no, we need, yeah, we should, in theory, use all the graphene on these guys. In theory. It probably won't happen, and that's why we'll have a few gaps, and therefore we'll have a little bit of graphene left over, but not a lot. You guys don't have any supply of warpers, which is a later jetty problem. Entirely a later jetty problem. Okay, so as I said, next thing I want to build is I want to build the frame materials. Okay, so frame materials, hang on, where's our next grid line? Why are we on a beach? Beach is the hardest spot to see the ground. Our next grid shift line is here. There. Okay, so I do not want to build past that line. So we have all this room. Hopefully that's enough. Hopefully. Because I need to build 3 things. I need to grab a tower. Actually, no. Let's grab one of these and then close that out and then grab a tower. Because that way I get a blank tower. I can build the tower as close as I want. I want to build it here in theory. In theory, it's not actually where I want to build it, but roughly in that sort of area. Okay, so I want to make these guys. Now, these guys have a crafting speed of 6 seconds, which is a very, very, very long time. So, again, quick maths, okay? They take 6 seconds. Assuming we're using an assembler that has a crafting speed of 1, all right? 6 seconds means, well, 6, multiplied by 30 items per second, okay, is 180. Alright, now if I assume that I am going to use a Mark 1 assembler, then I need to actually no, let's start with, so I've got 180, okay, and as you can see we need 4 lots of carbon nanotubes for that. So I do not want to have 4 belts of carbon nanotubes. I do not want to go through the hassle of making 4 belts worth of carbon nanotubes. So we're going to take our 180 and we're going to divide it by 4. Okay, so that's 90 for half, which is 45 for a quarter. Okay, so after I've got 45, I then go, okay, 45, I need to have 75% of that. 75? I already know the answer. The answer's 30. I just can't remember how to get to 30. This is the problem with Jetty and maths, okay? His brain knows the answer, but he doesn't know how he gets to the answer. Anyway, the answer is I need to have 30 frame materials. 30 frame materials should use a whole belt of carbon nanotubes, plus a quarter of a belt of titanium alloy, plus a quarter of a belt of silicon, okay? That's the plan at least. So, we need, well, essentially, 1 material being, let's say, titanium. 1 belt of silicon. Plus, then we're going to need a 1, 2, 3, a return belt for the material, plus a return belt, same as we did up here, a return belt for the nanotubes, okay? We take an assembler, we drop that in the middle. I wonder, can I put one beside it? Yes, I can. Therefore, I can put a power pole in the middle. We're going to change that recipe to that. And copy, paste. We want to go in, out, in. Cool. Copy that one to there. Alright, so we've done all the hard parts. Now we just need to know these guys. Okay. So these guys, we need chem plants, okay? They're made in chemical plants. That makes life easy, okay? We can see we get 2 carbon nanotubes over 4 seconds that uses 2 spiniform. Okay, great. We're still with me. All right. I need to get to a whole belt I need to fill a whole belt, okay? So we're going to go 2, 4, 2. We're going to change that to 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Yep, 1, 2, 1. So to get a whole belt of spiniform out, to get a whole belt of carbon nanotubes in, is going to take 2 seconds for every single item on the belt. I'm using belts that run 30 items per second, which means I need to have 60 chemical plants. Great. 60 chemical plants. Just what I wanted to hear. Alright. So we already know from this example, trying to have the output onto the same belt as the input is impossible. So we're going to have a belt that runs this way with our carbon nanotubes. We're going to have a belt that runs this way with our spiniform. We're going to change your recipe over to that recipe, and it should be a case of in, out. And then we'll just do a loop here. So I need to have 30 of these machines and 60 of these machines. Okay, well that instantly knows. I instantly know I need to put one there. No, you're the input. And then we're going to need a belt down here, which will have to join with this belt, which will join the two spiniforms together. That tower is... no. Copy it. Copy it. Now delete it. Is in the wrong spot, because we're going to need to have at least a 2-tile gap around the outside to get the materials in, which were... they were titanium and silicon. Titanium alloy, that is. So titanium alloy plus silicon. Yep. Plus you guys are going to make those things, and you're going to need to have carbon nanotubes, and you're going to have spiniform. Now, spiniform is going to come from off-world. Like warp distance off-world. Yes. So we can go remote. We can go remote. We can turn that off. We can turn that off. We can set this to local, because I don't technically want to supply these things outside this world. And remote. Did I set that the same way? I want hydrogen to go anywhere. I want to supply that locally and never. Locally and locally. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, I need a crap ton of landfill, because there's what's left of a lake in the way. We need to drag this out 30 machines worth, which is... I have no idea how far, but we'll work that out together. That's a return belt. There. That's another return belt. That's an output belt. That's an output belt. And that's an output belt to become a return belt. That was our division mark. Okay, so we want you to go in that tower, you to go in that tower, you to go in that tower. Warpers are another problem that we'll get to shortly. I don't know how we'll get to it, but we will get to it. We want to grab you. That's 15. And that out to there. So this line here is another 15. So we're going to grab you, you, plus you. You're a return. I have no idea how long that belt's going to be. Or that belt. Or that belt. Okay. So with those done, we can start here. I can see I built it too long. Of course I did. Alright, let's get these little bits of belt done here. And then we can drag this lot out. Okay. So that's the frame material. Cut. Okay, one problem done. Bots have their work cut out for them, well and truly. Chem plants, out of range. Good to go, Jedic. So that's 15. Crap, I started running. Everything got out of range real quick. So that's 15. Yep. Carbon nanotubes is a build. Is a build and a bit. Oh look, there's a whole lake in the way. Of course there'd be a lake in the way. When Jetty is building things, of course there'd be a lake in the way. How many of those do I have left? I have 14. Okay, so I need 30. That building. I want 30, please. 20. Oh! 30. Exactly. That never happens. That looks like an issue. Alright, try again. I need a straight belt. Get bonus points for straightness. And foundation, yeah, about that, JD. No? Is that my luck? 15 landfill short. Can I get 2,000? Alright, so with that done, we can then grab this guy, spread him out, and go another 15. Holy crap. Alright, well, it turns out we need a little bit more belt. As long as you don't run into the next build, it's perfectly fine. Aren't you... Oh no, you're meant to be going that way, and then you've got to go all the way back. Yes. Okay, connect that belt in there. This is all for nanotubes. That's the build. Okay, before we get carried away, trimming belts, let's go all the way back to the start. We're going to grab this bad boy, drag him out as far as he goes. Why is there a collision? What? Why is there a conflict? Right. Okay. You are going to be number 5, which goes in there. Are you happy now, machine? Yes. Okay. So 15 takes us to there, and then we'll fly across, and then we'll put down. Nope. Yep. And next set of 15, which will take us to there. And the center belt's the fire ice, which needs to stop. This is the nanotubes, which need to go into there and into there. That goes away. That goes away. And then I need a lot of power poles. The build is so long it gets power from the next build. Of course it does. Okay, and that still doesn't fix our problem of how the hell do we get warpers into these builds. Can we get a power pole there and then there? There. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then there. 1, 2, 3, there. Power pole there. 1, 2, 3. Power pole there and there. 3, power pole there and there. 1, 2, 3. Power pole there and a power pole. I missed one. I missed one. There. There, and 1, 2, 3. There. Cool. Everybody's got power. Okay, so I'm going to take out my 10 warpers. I'm going to throw my 10 warpers in there, which hopefully means you guys will fly off against some spiniform. I'm going to go grab... We have this up here, which is like our private warper supply. 150 warpers. Done. Put them in there. You are also out of warpers. And I'm out of warpers. Okay, so with that done, yes, they're flying off and getting stuff. There is no titanium alloy coming in. That's always a good sign. I do have, as an interim, you were making titanium alloy. No. You are making titanium alloy. No. There is no steel. Why is there no steel? Because as fast we're making stuff, we're eating stuff. Okay, so that pretty much ascertains that even if this all magically works, I need to, in the very next episode, go do something about some titanium smelters. Like a lot of titanium smelters. Because I hate having to go back and deal with problems for a second time. So what we're going to do is, we're going to call this episode here. We have automated blue thingies. and I have none of them because I need to get magnets running faster, which means a trip to the smelting planet. We have automated pink thingies, which also means if we come back to here, we are importing particle containers, which means the first tower is going great. The second tower has a missing belt, and I'm willing to bet that is titanium alloy. Titanium alloy, yeah, so we have no titanium alloy to make our interstellar towers. And the third one, being the bigger of the best, needs, well, these guys, which happen very, very slowly. But that's fine. I don't mind that the orbital collectors happen really, really slowly, but the other thing they are desperately missing is they are desperately missing blue things, which comes back to our magnet issue. So, yes. Next episode, if we go fix smelting for magnets, that'll fix that problem. And if we go fix... we don't have a solution for warpers yet. Okay, can I, if we go to map view, if I go to this tower, can I get just one of the baby towers? Okay, so I can put a baby tower here. So the baby towers you can put way closer to one another. Way, way, way closer. Because, you know, they don't hang out as far. And if I put one guy in there, tell him to go get warpers, 100 plays, demand, and I set you and you to warpers, that will, as a temporary fix both these towers. Because yes, we have carbon nanotubes going. You guys don't have... Oh, helps if you... Go Jetty. You super fail. Set the filters. Yep. So we're literally missing titanium alloy. So I need to go fix, as I said, next episode, I need to go fix magnets desperately. And then also fix titanium alloy. Yeah, God, that's working wonderfully. Okay, and we now have warpers on belts. Alright, so, yes, I'm done for this episode. I'm going to see you guys in the next episode. Next episode, we shall crank out, in one single episode, we're going to crank out smelting. Maybe we can't do it this all in one episode. Next episode, we're going to have a hack at smelting. Smelting is going to be a big one. We're also going to give a hack at trying to get the Dyson Sphere components running, which require the solar sails and also the small carrier rockets. Maybe we'll just do the solar sails. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the next episode. What happened? Well, in the next episode. With all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you're enjoying this series as much as I am enjoying making it. By all means, if you haven't already, give the video a like. At the same time, if you haven't subscribed, like, you know, we're what? 16, 17 episodes in, you definitely should have subscribed by now. And lastly, I'm going to throw it out there. I need to thank all the people that have recently been joining the channel as channel members, Patreon members. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome, and I'm definitely, next episode, definitely going to rename our smelting planet. At the same time, we're going to look at, probably before the week's out, naming some new stars. Anyway, all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the very next episode. All right, bye.